Hello everyone, this is Nolan, and today we're going to be playing Vampyr. Now for those of you who have never heard of this game, I don't know why you haven't, but it's a game that was released in the past year. I should say, it's the end of 2018. It was released this year, early this year. And it's pretty much the best, if not one of the best, Vampyr games I think has ever been released. It was released by, I believe, Don't Nod Studios, and this is the game that actually put them on the map for me. I know they did Life is Strange and a few others, but I just never really paid attention. But essentially what Vampyr is it is a game about someone called Jonathan Reid, and pretty much what he is a renowned blood surgeon throughout Britain, and he's just come back from the war, and he ends up getting stricken with vampirism. And it takes place in a London time period around the Spanish flu, big disease all over London, and this is kind of an adaptation of some of the things that actually have happened. So it is a fairly interesting take on the whole vampire phenomenon, and I'm so glad to see that developers and story writers are going away from this stupid Twilight and Vampire Diaries type adaptations of vampires, because it's just not what I grew up with, man. But anyways, this is going to be my second playthrough of the game. I haven't played for a while, so I might be a little bit rusty, so bear with me a little bit. Let's go ahead and start a new game, and we're just going to go normal, because why not? And we're about to be hit with a cutscene, so I'll be coming back to you in shortly.
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Alright, now here we start on our journey. The only thing I will take note is the soundtrack in this game is amazing. It's nice and dark, eerie, really sets the mood. You can just tell that, you know, there's just chaos all around you, and you have to try to make sense of it as much as you possibly can. Now we're just following this blood trail.
Thirsty. So thirsty.
Here we go. Don't do it, John. And our first step on the dark path.
My sweet brother. What have you done?
Mary! Oh, no! Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Oh, no. Mary. Mary. No. No.
I always found, because you guys will see this later in the game, but I've always found his relationship with his sister to be a little bit too close. Instead of having a girlfriend, he has a sister. Kind of.
No! Please, a moment, let me explain!
And now we're gonna have to run. Alright, come on, John.
These
Come on.
patrols are after me!
Let's go.
No!
Let's
no,
go, John.
Don't shoot! This is a nightmare. I need to get out of here!
Yes, we do. Let's get the hell out of here.
This can't be happening. No! Please! Stop! I mean you no harm!
Alright.
What's going
Down
on?
here.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? What's all this about?
That,
Now, I can
There we
defend
go.
myself.
this is the first step in the combat. We don't have any of our vampire powers yet, but
Who are
we
you?
will soon. Ow.
Stay back!
Don't shoot me, you asshole.
Sorry, but you left me no choice.
Can't loot him. It's fine. Can't do that. Okay.
Who are you? Stupid beast! Sorry.
Alright. Else around here. Push on.
No, please, stop!
Ow.
That's
Ow.
what you do with leeches.
One thing I really hate is sticking fire.
Who are you?
That's one of them birds.
What do you want?
Go.
I mean you no harm. I need help. Die, you fucking leech! Please, listen to me. I can't make any sense of this. Shut up, beast! Who are you? What is this all about? What in God's... That'll do the rest of the job. Just leave me.
You don't sparkle. Yay. I always thought that was the dumbest
The sun
part about the Twilight
like it's
series.
burning me to the
I was so
bone.
glad I was single during the craze of those movies. This is vampires are not supposed to sparkle. They're supposed to burn up in fiery ash.
I need to find somewhere to hide. Let me go!
Ow! Gotta get to him before he can. Ow! My bad. Yeah, and I said I'm going to be a little bit rusty at this
I
game.
need to find
It's been a
shelter.
while.
Is anybody there? What is this place?
Oh, right, we found some shelter.
Place seems abandoned.
It's the one thing I didn't like about
I
this
should
game,
be
really.
safe
Is there
enough
was no
here.
day-night cycle. Like, the whole game takes place at night, which, I guess could make sense. But it would make more sense to make it so that you would have to find shelter when daytime arrives. But they decided not to go with that, which was kind of disappointing. All right. Looks like we got some dead people in here. Let's see. Go ahead and pick up this watch here.
Wait. This one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it in shadow takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve. That's impossible.
Now, while touching objects, we can actually get visions that are attached to them, which is part of John's powers, which can be very helpful at times. Right. Let's go ahead and go upstairs. And we'll find this guy here, and he has a pistol in his hand. Now, in just a little while, I will sort of explain that pistol means. If it lets me spend a little while before having to go to sleep, or if I don't remember this part exactly, if he shoots himself right away or not.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming!
And this is part of
The
John's
orders are
past
to
here.
evacuate the hospital!
I feel like this is probably his pistol that he picked up.
Done.
He spent time in World War One.
He'll
This takes
live.
place right after
And now
World War One.
We
He's
fight.
back as a hero.
Killing is a hell of a
And
lot
he's trying to
easier
find
than
his sister
healing.
and the rest of his family because he hasn't seen them in a while. So that's why he came back to London.
No, it never got easy.
Alright, so here's to explain exactly what happened here. So let's go ahead and leave this in here. Let's go ahead and go back downstairs. So this was the man upstairs' wife. She got infected with sickness that has been turning everybody into very primal, aggressive people, pretty much undead people, that are trying to kill everything that they see. He ends up having to lock her downstairs while he stays upstairs, and eventually it becomes too much for him and he shoots himself in the head. And if we look around, there should be a note somewhere that actually describes the whole thing. Oh yeah, it's right here. And I'm going to scroll through this slowly. If you want to read the whole thing, you can pause and read. But I've already read this, so I already know what pretty much happened. Alright. And let's go ahead and let's check ourselves out in the mirror here.
Who goes there? Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish. I still have so much left that needs doing.
Alright, I think we've had enough here. Let's go ahead and go to sleep.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it. Rational thinking only. This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who tames blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
Alright. Now here comes the crux of the game, the actual RPG elements, which are actually really great. Now, as you'll see, we have several different tiers we can go into. We can go into more of a defensive status, where we kind of turn ourselves into a bit of a tank that goes around these lines of... this will do is this will freeze enemies in place, either making them vulnerable or making them pretty much refill our blood meter, which you'll see in just a little bit. But this is the only thing that's available to us right now. This is our ability to actually heal ourselves with our blood meter. So this is the only one we can get right now. Later on, when we can evolve a little bit more, I'll go into a little bit more detail of what exact route we are going to be taking. Or are you going to give me more? Okay, they have given me more. I did forget about this. So right now we can go ahead and unlock an aggressive skill, which for what we're going to do right now is we're going to get the Shadow Mist skill. Main reason why is because this does a unique form of damage that most enemies in the early game are not immune to, or they have very low defense to, which is shadow damage. And this skill is very, very powerful. We're going to be using that quite a bit. Let's go ahead and confirm. Let's continue on.
Voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Right now, hunters have gone and found us. We have to get out of
These
here.
people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here! My head's spinning.
All right.
Oi!
Ahead.
Come out, you coward!
See about what we can loot, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here.
Fucking beast!
Okay, got bludgeon here. Should just say a stake. Main weapon is the machete. That's for right now. Let's go ahead and get out of here.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the...
Die, vermin!
Go back home.
Alright. Oh yes, we don't have any blood. I was gonna show you the blood. There we go. Yeah, now we'll fill our blood meter and it will heal us. And I want to drain this guy as much as possible. So we can begin finishing with the fights.
There's a strength I never knew I had.
Alright. Now we're gonna go ahead and show off that Shadow Mist ability. It's gonna one-shot this guy right
This
here.
shouldn't be possible.
It's one of them!
Every fiber of my being is afire.
Okay, go ahead and do that. And then we're gonna do Shadow Mist. Oh, I missed. He moved right last second. What we're gonna do here is let's go ahead.
I feel like a child learning the limits of my body.
Like I said, that ability is very, very strong. Probably get this guy with it. We're gonna do that.
Put an end to you!
My strength,
There we
my
go.
reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
No, John, no, you are not. Now, let's see if we have anything up here to get. I do not think we do. It's always worth a check. Nothing to loot. Let's keep moving. Nothing to go in that way for. Right. Let's see, we got a few posters here. It's like war propaganda, which we would expect at that time.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
What you're gonna find is one of the funnier things when you're around, say, like a sewer area or around any layer. Actually, any layer is gonna have a swarm of rats around it. Mostly because, hey, if your blood meter's down, you can pick these fuckers up.
I have this thirst
Start filling
for
John's blood meter and disgusting at the same time, which is great.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Which, yeah, there you see right there. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and keep moving.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it.
Right. So anything else over here? Nothing in here. Let's get some of that.
I have this
And
thirst
just because
for blood.
it's funny to hear John complain. One more. Let's see. I thought for sure there was something over here like coins, some shillings.
What will London have to say to me?
Wait, over here. That's where it was. Now I remember.
I've so many questions unanswered.
Let's keep going. We're almost out of here.
streets of London become a mausoleum? The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant. Fresh blood. The smell is so strong. Where has everyone gone?
Right up there leads to a new hideout, so we're gonna want to go ahead and unlock this if we can. Don't really have any experience to use to level up right now, so we're not gonna be able to do that. Let's see. Hearts there, that's always nice. Anything else around here? You always want to look around the hideouts because sometimes there'll be weapons laying around. And that's always one of the bonuses about actually going to all the hideouts is you'll find, some special weapons around. Like, I believe one of them has a big two-handed mace. I can't remember what the rest of them had. It's been a long time since I've played, so I do not quite remember.
That's strange. The trail is very erratic, as if the killer was drunk or hesitant. At last, a little life.
My
Let's
God,
see
sir,
these guys
you look
now.
like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Okay.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new
Yeah,
around
why?
here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People die in these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Alright. Well, you know what? I already know it's a pub, so I know what this place is. I'm looking for
I'm
someone.
looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
Ooh, wonder what he's doing up there.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Okay.
Not long ago, this sort of mess
Alright,
was giving me a laugh.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area,
They do not pursue me.
but they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
I mean you no harm.
Saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you. And who might you be?
I'll go ahead and be honest with you.
Tell me, who are you?
First, tell me what you want. Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
And
I've been
attacked as
hunted
well.
down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Oh, right.
I heard
Talking
another
to.
voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
Touche, touche, Dr. Swansea.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docs have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
And what exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Fine.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
Let's see. No!
No, we are not. I seek the cruel predator who brought this upon me. This is my personal affair.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I will at last have the answers to my questions.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Alrighty, now let's go ahead and let's find some information.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
And ask the barmaid.
Evening, sir.
Alright, come
Can
on,
I help
pretty
you?
lady.
I have a few
Tell
questions
me what I
for
want to
you.
know.
Well, if you must.
I want the truth.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the cannon factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well, Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Alrighty, and now we got a hint about Tom. Just pretty much secret information that allows us to basically persuade him a little bit more ways as well. And this here that you see, I'll get to this in just a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you about it right now. So you see that, you know, him, and then you see blood quality. Then you see an experience bar here. Essentially, the main way of leveling up in Vampire is eating people. So essentially what you do is you get to the bonus not bonus, but the max experience that you get by eating a certain individual. You have to pretty much unlock all these different hints here. Then this bar will fill up all the way, and I would assume that maybe he's around 5,000, maybe a little bit more. I don't quite remember. But once you eat him, you get that much experience, and you can evolve a lot quicker than just going through the quests. But there are some downsides that I will actually get to later on this mechanic.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your
angle.
bar before I arrived?
Hey, I
This is a
told
really
you,
good
you were the
angle.
only other stranger I've had.
Oh, damn it.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
No, I'm sure he's not coming back here. Alright, well, let's go ahead and let's find William.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue.
It's gonna be right over here.
What's been done to
Nice
me?
about this is not gonna
To
move
this
all
city.
that far to actually find Will. Alright.
The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. What's this? Some sort of note.
Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this note. Okay, pre-win orders. Object. Multiple deaths in the dock region. We believe a nasty leech is involved. Locate the beast, purge it, and quickly. Warning. According to recent reports, this vampire is very violent. Approach with extreme caution. I know we lack men in this part of town, but we don't send rookies to investigate the case. If I'm correct, we've got a frenzied one killing each night. As always, search abandoned places first, like old houses, basements, sewers, or warehouses. Destroy the Leech Brothers. Alright, so
These
Criminal
men-
Guard already
They're a company of professional vampire
ended
hunters.
with him, and this looks like this guy right here in the boat, in William's boat, is one of the pre-wim guards. Let's go ahead and
This
examine
corpse has
wounds.
been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim.
Yeah, it looks like our vampire is the culprit.
Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach
Right.
that barge.
Let's go ahead and take a look. Alright. And Let's go ahead and sneak up on this guy, take him out. And like I said, that Shadow Strike is way too
Ammunition
ridiculous.
crate. Good. I may need a lot of bullets.
Alright,
I feel like I'm back on the front line again.
I think there's a few guys over here. And for some reason he does not see us. I think this is the guy that always never sees me when I do this. So we're gonna sneak up on him as well. These ranged guys are usually pretty easy to take out. You just have to get close in range because they don't really have any melee strikes at all. Alrighty. Let's see what else is possibly up here. I think there's really all that much else up here, but there's always worth a look. Perfect. So let's see. The other side here. No. And yeah, this will show us everything that they are resistant to and not resistant to. So they're very heavily resistant to, I believe, range. I believe that's what that means. They are a little bit resistant to melee, but you see that shadow, or not shadow, but outline with face, and that blood drop. So pretty much they're really, really vulnerable to those kinds of attacks. So what we're gonna do is go there with Shadow Strike.
Trust the leech, boys!
Takes.
Christ! He's dead!
Alright. Ow. Ow. Alright. Let's heal ourselves a little bit. Dude, there's a couple guys in there. There's another guy over here. Yeah, there's another guy over there. Take care of those guys first. That should be pretty easy.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Christ, he's dead!
Here. So let's go ahead and take out this ranged guy right here. Just for a little bit extra. There we go. Blood trail. Oh yes, this is a new hideout. Yes. Here just to unlock this hideout. See if there's any bonus items we can possibly pick up here. Alright. Shillings. Right, we don't need any of that. And I think we might have enough to actually pick up a new ability. But let's see here. Okay, we do have enough to pick up at least a couple new abilities. So we could either go with more aggressive abilities, which would be nice, or we could start with our actual stat lines here. Now, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to end up going with this here, Big Thirst. So whenever we bite an enemy, so whenever we stun them and then bite them, we can actually get more blood out of them to increase our meter, which is actually going to be really useful for us because we're going to be using a lot of vampire power. So let's go ahead and pick that up. We should have enough for at least one more, and we can actually increase that blood capacity, so that we're actually going to do that as well. And we don't have anything else. Let's go ahead and confirm. Like some guys respond. We're not going to waste our time with that right now, because we don't really need to. So let's go ahead and
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Alright.
I'll not betray your trust. Is this first, you see?
And here we have a new weapon, which is going to be a scythe. It's a two-hand weapon. I usually don't use two-hand weapons, so we're actually not going to be using that right now, because we don't really need that.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
The way we're going to be doing things is we're going to be a vampire that goes in and out very quickly and uses a lot of power, so we don't need any very powerful
William, please
weapons.
stop.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
I forgot about this. He timed that just right. Just spamming this Shadow Strike. This is going to be doing ridiculous damage for us. It's going to be this, isn't it? Nope. This for the fight actually. Just gonna keep repeating that. It's basically overpowered. And that should do it. There we go. Very, very easy. That is why I like this build so much. This makes the game a lot easier than you would normally picture it being. Alright, let's go ahead and check this room to see if there's anything for us to loot. There probably shouldn't be. Let's check anyways. Oh, there's some shillings.
Let me go.
Alright, Sean, you can shut up now. Anything else? No, I can't jump up there.
It's not too late.
Alright, Sean, you can shut up now.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to my flock. They'll stray without me.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by Skal?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you... like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help.
You badass Dr.
Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
So such a
William
gentleman.
was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention.
Crazy
We'll see he
fucking
gets to the
Catholic.
nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Alright, let's go
This
ahead and
poor
William
creature
gets
can't be
blood.
my maker.
And
Could
sit
it
back
be
with Dr.
some
Swansea.
subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal.
Now
They'll
let's
have a bed
see
for
how
poor Mr.
truly
Hampton.
beautiful this game can actually
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim.
be. Hell, for
Who
you
can
know, a
say?
game that hasn't made that
The
many,
important thing is that he's been stopped.
for a developer that
Duly
hasn't made that
noted.
many games.
And the
The
woman?
effects,
What-
water effects, are
Who is she?
pretty damn
What woman?
good.
Oh, don't play me for a
See
fool.
those lighting effects.
You used me to locate that
Pretty
scowl.
impressive.
You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady
Sometimes,
behind
you
her
know, the
back.
faces will glitch out,
But I will
you know,
tell you,
that's
she values her privacy.
Pretty good. That's pretty detailed right there. So, you know, I've been impressed.
Were London as
with the
peaceful
guys
as she
who made
appears from
this
the
game,
middle of the
actually.
canal? If only that were the reality of the
I hope
situation.
this becomes a
To be
full
honest,
IP.
I've always tried to avoid
I'd
this
love to
part
see
of
them
town.
make more.
Pembroke Hospital
sequels
is the
to
last
this,
bastion
this
between the
franchise
rest of
here, this
London
title
and the
they
epidemic.
made with this.
The flu has
It
decimated the
was
East End and
very,
the war
very
still
interesting.
rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stole, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reid.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reid, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reid. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth
It is such
walks
great
among
irony
us,
that he is,
the Brotherhood
you
of
know,
St. Paul
most
has
famous
dedicated
blood
its
specialist
purpose
in
to their
London,
study.
And he
There's
comes
so
back and
much for
becomes
you
a
to
vampire.
learn.
I did
Of
like that
that
kind of
you are
twist
right.
that, you know, the developers put on this.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reid, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Right, perfect.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reid here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and make our way to the hospital.
It's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the secret of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Alright, we're gonna have a little bit of
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Yes, you are going to a better place, Mr. Cox.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Except for our sister, I guess.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Now, this gives me the crux of what we're going to be doing this playthrough. The first time I played this game, I was sort of a good guy, sort of a bad guy. I was kind of in that neutral zone. This playthrough, we are going full Predator. We are going to eat as many people as we possibly can. So get ready for the consequences of that. The way this works is that when you eat people, the region that you're in suffers from it. There will be more sickness, so therefore prices at the markets will be higher. So you want to be careful if you plan on going to the merchants a lot. I don't plan on going to the merchants a lot. I didn't go to the merchants a lot in my last playthrough, so I don't really see a need for it. So I don't know. It's not really much of a consequence for me. So that's how we're going to be playing this playthrough.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reid. Your office has been prepared.
All right, Dorothy. Have a good night.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
We're gonna go ahead and go to our office because we have definitely enough experience.
Dr. Swansea is right.
Start going down the road. I want
This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Status. So, should be over this way. You know what? Why not? Well, see some stuff able to loot. Let's go ahead and loot. Got a hacksaw. Perfect. So that's going to be a new weapon for us. So I'm going to equip that now because it's going to be better than our machete. Let's see, 65 damage, 45 damage. So yeah, it's going to be a lot better than our machete. Let's see what else. Okay, nothing else in here. So I'm just going to our office.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Okay, let's go ahead and analyze Bishop's what? And we got a new recipe. Alright. And we can actually improve some of our weapons. We have a hatchet here. We actually might trade this hacksaw out for the hatchet. So actually I'm going to improve the hatchet while I can. Put that there, and we're going to see, okay, we can't do it there. Our materials for the next improvement, which is absolutely fine. Let's go over here. Do we agree? No, we do not. We don't have the ingredients for that. Okay. Some of these items we're going to keep. But we can't possibly... This looks to be really useful for us, because we can sell it or we can use it for parts for our weapons and other items we might need. So we're actually going to take care of that. And do that with all of our stuff here. Get rid of
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching.
Now let's go.
The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night.
All right,
I have
now,
so much time.
This is the route that we are going to go. What we're probably going to do is we're going to be probably more of a ranged character. So we're going to be using a lot of the Shadow Mist ability and some of this Blood Spear ability. I didn't really use this ability in my last playthrough because I just didn't really get to it in later because I was mostly using this ability, and I believe this one right here. And it was fairly effective, along with the Shadow Veil, just so I could disappear when I wanted to. But we're probably going to, like I said earlier, be someone that's a little bit long range, but every once in a while jump right in with this Sprain ability and try to get as close as possible, and then we're going to dodge right out. So for right now, what I think we're going to do is we're going to get this ability here, Coagulation, which I think I mentioned earlier. This pretty much stuns enemies in their place. But if we go ahead and keep upgrading it down to this tree, it'll actually start to give us some more bonuses for our blood bar. Every time we use this ability, it will not only freeze an opponent in place, but it will also start refilling our blood meter. So in combination with this, let's go ahead and get that right now. And this ability, which we can actually have the same thing, where the Shadow Mist, instead of, the rest of it, because this will all just, deal more damage. And it'll be kind of an explosion. This is an actual cloud that will continuously, as long as an enemy is in that area, refill our blood meter, which that's going to be very useful for us later on. But we can't get anything in regards to that right now. So let's go ahead and increase some of our other stats, which is going to be our health. I don't think we can increase anything quite yet, so let's go ahead and confirm. And as I mentioned, this is pretty much what happens when you start eating people is people in the community will die, and the health of the community will start to decrease, like you saw right there. It went from, I believe it was 93 before, to 92. Now we can pretty much do that with anyone that is in this community. Anyone at all. But we're not likely going to do that with very many. And same thing with the docks region. Later we're going to get to, you know, a few other districts. I think this one's called Whitechapel, but I don't remember. And then another one over here, which is pretty much the, you know, the rich area, which is going to be late game. But we're not going to be able to worry about that for right now. Let's go ahead and get out of here.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Alright, well, I think this is actually going to be where I end this episode. I had a good time actually, you know, making this so far. I'm going to be trying to make these as often as I can. Sometimes work kind of makes that a little bit difficult. But I'll try to keep it as a somewhat regular schedule. You want to keep following, go ahead and subscribe. Doesn't really matter to me. Of course it matters to me, I want you to. But, you know, whatever you do, if you don't subscribe, I'm not going to be offended, so don't worry about that. Go ahead and like, maybe share if you want to. If you have someone that's maybe interested in this game, wants to see a little bit more, go ahead and send them my way. Alright everyone, have a great day. Goodbye.